Welcome back. She is still the only Canadian woman to win a World Championship gold medal in track and field. And in her stunning memoir, My Mother's Daughter, the one and only Perdita Felicien shares how she and her mom beat the odds together. Good morning, Perdita.
Good morning, Sid. How are you?
Very good. It's great to talk to you again. Congratulations on the book. It is an incredible story. So many amazing immigration stories across the country. We all know them personally. We have friends. This one is quite something. Tell us about your mom's story.
Yeah, so I didn't know everything about my mom's story when I first started writing it in 2014, but my mother would always say things to me when I was a kid growing up that made me realize, well, there's more to her life. She would say things like, born in 1980 in Oshawa, Ontario, she'd say, when you came around, you gave me a reason to keep going. You gave me hope. So my mother essentially was a teen mother, not pregnant with me, but she was a teen mother in the late 70s with my older siblings. But one day she's selling on her beach. She had to drop out of school as a 11-year-old, 12-year-old, and she was just selling on the beach. That was her job, selling to tourists. So she sees a man with a little 3-month-old baby, and she asks him to babysit his child because she thinks, well, if I babysit, I'll be in the cool hotel room and I won't have to be in the sun all. That man was from Oshawa, Ontario. And that started a friendship between his wife and my mother that brought her to Canada as a domestic worker. When my mother comes to Canada as a domestic worker, she leaves my older siblings behind. I'm not planned, but that decision just opens my mother's life to a lot of struggle and a lot of hardship. I come along, I'm not planned. And this is really where the book takes off because you see things that we've gone through together.
What did you learn from her struggles? You've had some highs in your career, we all know that. You've had some lows in your career, we all know that. That's why people love you. You are human to a lot of us. We can relate. What did you learn from her in the tough times?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, we had no place to live when I was a kid. We lived at a women's shelter. And I remember being at the women's shelter and actually liking it as a 6- and 7-year-old. I did not know that we weren't supposed to really be there. I just knew that we were fleeing dad's house. And it was one of those things. Now I look back and I'm like, the irony that this woman has had to overcome poverty, racism, domestic violence, and a bunch of other things in her young life. Those are figurative hurdles. And that her child has overcome literal hurdles or had to go over literal hurdles. And the reason my mom took a chance and the risk that she did in Canada, a lot of the decisions weren't the greatest, but the reason she did it is because she wanted us to have more than selling on a beach. And Sid, I've done a lot more with my life than that.
Also in the book, you talk about your struggles with infertility. You've been very open about that. So many people across Canada, so trying to start a family, know exactly what you're talking about. But you as a mom now, like are you as a mom the way your mom was? Are you similar?
You know what? I think it made me understand why my mom did what she did and took those chances. I will say though that my daughter, she's 2 years old, and it made me just appreciate look at them. It made me appreciate the bond that they have, the bond I have with her. And I'll say this, putting this out there, my daughter's 2, my Canadian record is 17 years old. Girl, you better break that thing for mother. That's all I'm saying. Can I go there? You better do it.
This is worth bringing up because I did mention trying to become a mother and how tough it was. Yeah. I don't even want to explain this. Is such a beautiful post from a year ago. Along the lines of your journey to becoming a mother. We're going to show it here. Please explain to everyone what we're seeing.
Yeah, this time last year, it was, I think, National Infertility Week, and I had never disclosed I was going through infertility treatment for nearly 2 years, couldn't conceive. I think the crazy thing, though, Sid, was I was writing this book at the same time. So imagine writing a book that is a love letter to my mother, our struggles, things I've never discussed as an athlete. And suddenly I can't become a mom myself. It was just a really difficult, painful time and chapter in my life. Nova's here. She's a miracle. Had a lot of difficulties bringing her to life, but she's healthy. She's fine now. But I'm not alone. Like we said, 1 in 6 women in Canada will face infertility, and it's something that we need to talk about and not have any stigmas about.
My Mother's Daughter is the name of the book. I just want to give it one more plug because I want to talk a little Olympics with the one and only Perdita Felicien. We are officially, Perdita, 99 days away now, and we had about 30 seconds. An announcement today from CBC. We're going to see a lot of you on that broadcast once the Olympics get going. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm hosting a show with Andrew Chang, who anchors the National for CBC. Sid, I've never hosted, so I'm coming to you for some tips, just so you know.
I'm the last person you get tips from, Perdita. You know this. You know this. I'll get Dina.
Ask Dina. Put her
I'll
on.
have Dina
Where's
send you
Dina?
an email on how to be a good host.
Absolutely. So I will bring the athlete perspective, but again, my 7 years of being a trained reporter. So I'm looking forward.
Well, it's going to be a blast. Let's hope the Olympics go off here. My gut says it will. And again, good luck with the book. Good luck with the broadcast. If I can do it, anyone can do it, Perdita. You're going to be fantastic. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Good morning.
Thanks, Sid. Take care.
She's great. The one and only Perdita Felicien here on Breakfast Television. Coming up, our chat with comedian and actor Ray Romano and his new bizarre dark comedy series, Made for Love. Ray Romano and a dark comedy. I am intrigued. That's next. You're watching BT. Happy Thursday.